Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie, and today we're going to be doing your money and finances reading. This goes for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. We'll see if there are any particular predictions about finances coming in for this week, if there's any particular heads up, or guidance, or messages, or anything like that, alright? So get comfy, and if by any chance you're thinking about maybe purchasing a product on the website or a personalized reading, know that in September there is a magical coupon code, September Magic, that you add at checkout and you get 25% off on anything you want to purchase from the website. Okay, so check it out, enjoy it, and let's get started with the cards. Universe, angels, beings of love and light, please bring in the most relevant and important accurate messages and predictions for Pisces for money and career. Let's see. I'm taking cards upright for this one. All right, first card that we have here is the Five of Pentacles. So this is a card that is actually not exactly positive. You may have been recently in a not exactly positive situation with money. Maybe there was something that happened in your career or something that happened in your life that made you feel abandoned, that made you feel left out in the cold. Maybe something felt unfair. And this could have been, for some of you, past the last week. And for others of you, the last couple of years. I'm inclining more towards maybe a couple of years ago that something may have been very challenging for you, Pisces. And I feel like you are, in a way, recovering from that, in a way, trying to almost shake it off. It feels like... I sound so certain, don't I? Let's pull some more cards. Yeah, so the challenge here is showing up as success. So in a way, Pisces, I feel like you have had a bit of a challenge, maybe reaching the level of success that you know you belong in, or that you already had at some point. Maybe there was something unfair that happened here that almost took power away from you, or took a level of success away from you. And now it's like hard to get it back or something along those lines. Some of you may feel like the challenge is to have your victory, to have your success, to overcome this sense of difficulty that at some point showed up. Some of you may be feeling like life is hard right now and you're trying to overcome it. You're trying to reach a level of success financially here. And that's the challenge. The thing is, throughout everything that you have gone through, Pisces, you have developed abilities that in the past you just didn't have. Okay, you have learned how to manage your money. You have learned how to be smart with your investments. You have learned how to make money, how to keep your money, how to multiply your money, how to make money work for you. You have learned about what is really important in life and what isn't, what money can really provide you, and the things that it simply cannot. You have been through so much, and many of the things that you have gone through have almost like polished your perspective about money, about what it is, about how that energy manifests. It's like you have, through what you have been through, transformed into someone who sees more. You see more layers to everything. You understand more levels to everything related to money than ones you may have seen in the past. It's like you have a better judgment. Now you can see so much more than before you maybe had an untrained eye towards. Maybe in the past you saw something and you saw, ooh, shiny opportunity. Nothing could go wrong, right? And now it's like because of the things that you have seen, the things that you have gone through, the things that you have seen others gone through, it's like now you're like, well, not so fast. It could appear a certain way, but it's not necessarily automatic. Or, like an automatic assumption that something is going to go a certain way. It's like now you know better. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. is behind some of the things that happen with your money and your finances. If you experienced some kind of disappointment and you don't understand why it happened, one of the many, many reasons could be because you went through all of this to develop a better judgment, right? It's like a training ground that Spirit gave you the opportunity to be in, to be able to mature, to be able to really deepen not only your connection with yourself and with the universe, but also your connection to money, your relationship with money, and everything that is intertwined in, that very complex, layered part of your life. Now you have better judgment. You are more mature. You see things that in the past you did not. And you see things that maybe other people around you are not trained to see. Not yet, anyway. You have a very mature perspective, and that perspective is what's going to bring you success in the future. That perspective is what's going to really change things for you and allow you a level of success far bigger, wider, more aligned than success that maybe you perceive you lost or you had in the past and have no longer. Now you're going to be able to develop something even better because of this perspective. That's the whole point of going through what you went through, Pisces. That's what Spirit wants you to know today, that there was a point. Actually, there are many, many points that you are soon going to be understanding. Perspective is very important. You are showing up here as the Empress. I feel like some of you were also placed in a position in which you worked really hard for something and maybe it wasn't worth it, or maybe it didn't come through, or it wasn't what you expected. And in a way, the lesson was to never put a goal, a desire, an ego desire on top of your well-being. Some of you in the past, maybe you said, you know what, this is what's gonna, if I put all the effort in the world, I'm gonna make it. And if I make it, then, I'll be valued or appreciated or respected, or, it could have been for a good reason. My loved ones are gonna have what they need, whatever. But some of you, through that process, you put yourself last. And maybe you made incredible things happen, but it was to your expense. And now Spirit wants you to know that you can be the Empress, that things can come easy, that you don't have to kill yourself in order to make anything happen. It's like almost teaching you that things can come your way through magnetically bringing them in. And that is more powerful than what sometimes sacrifice can bring. So it's a lesson of loving yourself more than you love success. Loving yourself more than you love money. Freedom, right? And sometimes self-love is not that exciting. And sometimes self-love, as I often say, it looks like going somewhere you don't want to go to make a huge line to pay for this boring ass thing just to make sure that you're safe in one way or another, or just to make sure that things are protected. It's like self-love is not always pampering yourself necessarily, or taking a nap, or taking it easy. Sometimes self-love is actually the discipline that you bring to yourself. And there is almost like a recalibrating of your pyramid of needs. Where in the past, maybe there was a deep desire for recognition, deep desire to prove other people wrong, a deep desire to be the provider, to be the rescuer, to be the hero. Now, that pyramid of needs has shifted for you personally, I feel. And in a way, it's like, you know what really matters to you now? And of course, money matters. But it doesn't matter more than your health. It doesn't matter more than your integrity, right? Your moral compass, your karma, your truth. So it's interesting, Pisces. It's interesting. Now you get to be the empress. Now you get to be that open, welcoming energy that allows all of these things to come to you without the need to sacrifice yourself, without the need to sacrifice your well-being. But it may still feel new, okay? Some of you, you went through a lot. It's like, it almost feels like Spirit used this opportunity, this area of your life, to teach you as much as possible in as short amount of time as possible. So everything seems different now. How you perceive stability, again, what you value, what you see in other people as admirable, now is not the same as before. Before, maybe you judged people through their level of success or clout or achievements, accomplishments. And now it's like the people that you want to surround yourself with are perhaps different people, quiet, private people, people who you can identify as reliable and trustworthy and loyal, as opposed to like influential or fun or beneficial in that sense. Take it if it resonates, Pisces. This reading may not necessarily be for you. But in essence, what I see is the overcoming of a difficult time and the understanding that that difficult time happened because there were 1,000 different lessons that Spirit wanted you to learn and to integrate for you to better yourself. And that was almost like the training ground that, you know, Spirit chose for all of these lessons. Now you're going to be surrounded by people who can love you properly, okay? Some of you are going to be attracting better friendships, better relationships. It's like you are going to be treating yourself better, and therefore you're going to be attracting people who treat you better. You are going to be prioritizing your well-being, and therefore you're going to be attracting people who not only prioritize their well-being, but yours as well. We have here in your hopes and fears, we have determination. So it's like you're developing this awareness of what is worth fighting for, what is a sacrifice versus what is a goal. Like, what can you and should you invest in versus what is kind of like too much. Some of you are developing that awareness. You're like, well, you know, I really want to make this happen, but like, what am I willing to do? How far am I willing to go? It reminds me of, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. It could be intuitive. It could be a synchronicity for one of you. I don't know. There's this movie, and it was my favorite movie for a long time. It's called In God's Hands. It's a surf movie. It's a kind of like an indie old weird movie. And one of the guys was pretty crazy, and he would die on a hill. His hill to die on was that the human body was capable of actually paddling into big waves. And when I mean big waves, I mean like big wave surfing. Like, usually people use jet skis to be able to hop on the wave, because just paddling usually doesn't take you far enough because it's just too massive of a wave. And this guy was like, you know, the human spirit can do it all, and like, you know, and that was the hill that he wanted to die on. That was the, you know, and I think he did die or something. Spoiler alert. Sorry. And it's like, do you, like, what hill do you want to die on? Like, what hill is worth dying on? What point do you really want to make? Do you really have to die on a hill? Do you really need to make that point? Or can you just go about it in a healthy way? I don't know. It's like, that's sort of what's coming to mind with this reading. Comment below if it somehow applies to you. If you're trying to figure out what is worth it or not. I don't know. Because there's like this desire to be determined and to make things happen and to overcome the odds. And I can sense that spirit within you, Pisces. I can sense that power within you of being like, I can do and I can prove that the impossible can be done. And there's like a magic around that and a beauty about that. However, it's like, what percentage of that can you implement without hurting yourself? And if you were to hurt yourself, like, yeah, am I explaining myself at all? I really hope I am. Because what I see is that many of you are like, well, maybe at some point you were into like the 9 to 5 corporate ladder grind, and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna make it all the way to the top. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to stand out in my field, and I'm gonna be the best in what I do. And some of you along the line were like, you know what, that is actually super overrated. What if instead I choose peace and happiness and well-being and joy and being healthy for myself and my family? Isn't that worth more? Isn't that kind of like a higher level of success achieved? That is what I'm getting. It's a change in perspective that leads you to celebration, and it leads you, ironically, to greater abundance that you've had through effort. So you're putting down the need to sacrifice yourself. You're putting down the grind. And instead, you're just opening up to balance and to well-being and taking care of yourself and loving yourself. And that is what Spirit wants to teach you. That through taking care of yourself, you're going to get better results, faster results, more prosperity, more abundance, more of all things good. It's like effort can only get you so far, Pisces, but alignment can get you all the way. And I'm not saying that effort is not something that we should put into things. Putting effort into things and working hard is one of the things I love the most in life. I enjoy the pursuit of my goals. But again, once it turns into this unbalanced thing in which you're sacrificing yourself because the goal feels more worthy than your well-being, that's when we have a problem. And Spirit wants to make that very clear to you, that you can have everything that you've ever dreamed of, but it doesn't have to be at your expense, you know? So I do see that some of you, especially if you've had victories in the past, maybe if you had high levels of success or prosperity in the past and you lost them somehow, I feel like Spirit is going to give you double for your trouble. Because you were, in a way, placed in this position and you went through all of this to get this point of what really matters. And once you get that, I feel like Spirit is going to bring back more than you ever lost. And it's going to give you double for your trouble. And you're going to end up with your hands full, with your cup overflowing, with more prosperity, more money, more beauty, more luxury, more comfort than you ever hoped for, and all of the lessons. So trust the process, Pisces, because Spirit clearly has a plan, and it is a very intricate plan, and it is a very well thought out plan, apparently. Let's pull some cards from this deck to see any additional information or confirmations or advice here for Pisces in regards to money. We have Haunted Doll. So, okay, just a little bit of a heads up. This deck is all about like creepy things, but it's like cute creepy things. It's called Pastel Halloween. So everything's like pastel color, all cute, but it's about Halloween. So just, heads up. Haunted Doll. Unsettling yet alluring. Childhood memories with lingering shadows, playing with the past. Okay. So some of you here may feel a little haunted by your past. There may be like an unsettling yet alluring aspect to pushing yourself beyond your limits. It's attractive. It's alluring. It gives the ego a challenge that feels very exciting. But at the same time, for the soul, it's a little unsettling. Then we have childhood memories with lingering shadows. Some of you were brought up consciously or unconsciously under the silent assumption that you have to be productive, successful, effective to be loved, to be appreciated. Maybe you were perhaps judged a lot about like your grades or something like that. Maybe there was a lot of like your worth being attached to certain things. For some of you, I'm getting this intuitively more than card related. Some of you were raised in a way in which you felt loved when you were given like gifts, dolls, items, presents. Maybe your parents or your loved ones or your caretakers didn't have enough time, like quality time with you, but instead they would make it up with money or make it up with something like that. And in a way that may have created within you this like association that you can only love your loved ones through giving them everything, and you feel pressure to be the sole provider. That could be the case. Playing with the past. Interesting. Let's get another one. Final rest. Lay the past to rest. So if it wasn't clear enough, now we get like the full message. Lay the past to rest. Closure brings peace. Honor what's past and release with grace. So in regards to money, there is something here that needs to be healed and released gracefully. Okay? I feel like that's the final test. The card says final rest, but I read final test, and it is to let go, to release with grace. So if you know that there is something that still feels bitter, that still feels heavy, that you want to let go of, that you know you need to let go of in order to receive all of the blessings that are waiting outside your door pretty much, then take action accordingly. Find ways to heal. Find someone that can help you go through a healing process and a releasing process. And there's so many infinite ways of doing this, right? I personally love to journal and to look at like these shadow work. You know my courses that are PDFs? Because I have some courses that are like videos, and there are some other courses that are PDFs. I love that kind of workbook process, and I love writing through it. That's where I find my answers. That's where I get my aha moments and my catharsis and everything. Other people are more like going to therapy and getting like a past life regression or getting like a chakra clearing. And that works too. Find something that works for you. There's infinite free resources here on YouTube, from EFT tapping to guided meditations to Reiki. And if you want to like do some kind of coaching or something, I'm sure that you can find someone that resonates with you that can provide that healing for you or that guidance for you to heal yourself, really. But this needs to be put to rest. Then we have Stitched Soul. Rebuild broken pieces, embrace what makes you unique, create in chaos, and build yourself anew. Wow, this is very powerful. This is really, really beautiful, Pisces. I feel like it is not only about letting go, because yeah, you deserve to let go, and you deserve to forgive, and you deserve to understand that everything that happened didn't happen because you weren't enough. It happened because you are blessed enough to get those lessons out of it. There is a divine intention behind it all. But not only do you benefit from letting go, but also from recognizing that there's nothing wrong in you. To rebuild the broken pieces, the shattered self-esteem, the pain, and to start creating in the midst of chaos and start creating from the new you that you don't even understand yet fully. That's why this Frankenstein image is the one that's showing up. So Pisces, get excited and create and embrace what happened as a lesson that, yes, was very painful maybe, but made you better and made you more equipped to be now stronger and fitter for even higher levels of happiness and a success that truly matters. All right, Pisces, I love you so much. If you would like a personalized reading, know that you can still use the coupon code SeptemberMagic at checkout. I did notice it is kind of small. So when you go into the checkout, before you pay, before you place your order, there's a little tiny text that says, have a coupon, question mark. That's where you click, and then you get the space to write there, September Magic. Once you do that, then you check out and you get your discount. So yeah, you can book your personalized readings with a discount this month and any of the other products that are going to be showing up on the website this month. I love you so much, and I hope this really helps reframe how you see this situation, because it was created and designed carefully for you. It is not something that happened to you or something that you made happen, a mistake or something. Instead, it was a very carefully designed lesson out of which you're going to come out with more abundance, prosperity, success, all the things you thought you lost, and all of this awareness and maturity. So even better. I love you, Pisces. See you on the next reading.